Today's economic climate makes it even more challenging than ever to adequately fund reserves. So in response to our client needs, Dodson Associates has developed strategic funding solutions to help minimize the impact of those large increases in assessments. We know that because of the limitations on delinquencies that are imposed by FHA, imposed by the commercial banks, that those large increases tend to trigger more assessments. A strategic funding solution incorporates all aspects of incremental funding increases, special assessments if needed, bank loans if needed, in order to come up with a strategic plan of annual funding. But a reserve study merely gives us a snapshot of what our current status is and tells us where we need to go. But a reserve study doesn't tell us how to get there. The intent of the strategic solutions is so that we can come up with a roadmap of funding that shows our client exactly how much they have to be putting in each year and still mitigating the impact of those large special assessments or large increases that may result in an increase in delinquencies, not necessarily an increase in the amount of revenues that are collected. For example, we recently worked with a client that's a condominium with 132 units. Their current funding was $58,000 a year, but the reserve study said they needed to be putting $105,000 a year into their reserves. The other problem that they had to worry about, in addition to this large increase in reserve assessments, was that they had a $95,000 expenditure for the replacement of their parking deck coating. We were able to work with this client so that we came up with a plan whereby they used a 5-year commercial bank loan to pay for the $95,000 expenditure for the parking deck coating. They were able to then increase from their $58,000 to $65,000 and then increase to $75,000, $85,000, basically $10,000 per year until they got to their $105,000 reserve level. This not only made it easier for them to sell this whole idea of an increase to the community, but it also made it easier for them to implement the increase without having to worry about the increase in delinquencies that may come from doubling their assessments to reserves. So Dodson feels strongly that in today's economic climate, having innovative approaches to funding, such as the strategic funding solutions, is an important benefit to our client and will help ease them through these tough economic times. If you'd like to learn more about strategic funding solutions, please give us a call or visit our website.